Hey guys, Wade here, back with another Borderlands video, and because it's Christmas, I thought I would do another character build video, and I'm going with Moze. This build is going to be called Die Hard Moze. A, because it's Christmassy, and B, because it's Die Hard. You can see, I'm running a deathless build, so I've only got 1% health, but I've got a nice shield, which is always handy. And I'm only running a pistol because I only need a pistol. I'm running the Unforgiven. We've got a shield that's just got high capacity. It's the Madcap, really good shield. There are other shields you can use for this particular build, such as the Stopgap, one of my personal favourites, or the Transformer, again another personal favourite and a favourite of everyone's, I would imagine. Using the Investing Ruinous Flare, so just a flare shield, class mod, sorry. This just gives my Iron Bear a bunch of damage. Got a Deathless, like I said, pointed out earlier, so it's giving me another 100% shield capacity, but reserves all but 1 health. So, with no health, buttload of shield. That's what we want. Grenade in this build doesn't really matter too much. I've just got Tina's Hippity Hopper. So I mentioned that I've got the Unforgiven, and ho ho ho, now I have a machine gun. Dark Army. Because I'm going to be using the Iron Bear the majority of the time, the guns don't matter too much. So I've just got a machine gun and a revolver just for the gimmick, really. But the revolver does have its own perk with that critical hit damage. And then Dark Army is just a really good SMG at the moment, and it's hilarious. So why not? Let's get to the skills. So let's start with the Shield of Retribution skill tree. I mentioned the shield is vital to this build earlier, and as you've probably seen already in the gameplay, it's the main thing we want in this build, apart from increasing Iron Bear's damage. So we've got Security Bear, which Iron Bear gains a bubble shield that reduces damage taken. Not going to complain at that. We've also got Armored Infantry. So while Moze's shields are active, she gains damage reduction and increased gun damage. And since we are just going for shield capacity and the shield being active and the shield keeping us alive, we're getting gun damage with that. So don't be afraid to put as many points into that as you want. Drowning in Brass. This is a kill skill, so killing an enemy grants Moze a stack of Drowning in Brass. For each stack of Drowning in Brass, Moze's fire rate is reduced, but gun damage is increased for both her and her allies. So that's a very good effect, and we wanted to put a good couple of points into that. Thin Red Line. A portion of Moze's health is reserved and cannot be restored, but her maximum shield is increased by the same amount. So this just adds to the shield capacity, which is vital to the build. We've got Vladov Ingenuity. So Moze's maximum shield and shield recharge rate are increased, and she gains resistance to shock damage. Very handy for this build. Experimental Munitions. So we've got whenever Moze or Iron Bear scores a critical hit, they deal bonus incendiary damage. Not vital, but it doesn't hurt with this particular build. We've then got Desperate Measures. We've got 3 in this. So Moze's gun damage and Iron Bear's weapon damage are increased depending on how low their health is. The lower their health, the greater the increase. Now, because we've only got 1% health, we're going to be getting a nice increase for damage from Iron Bear and from Moze, and Iron Bear is going to be the way we're dishing out all this damage. We've then got Phalanx Doctrine, which is probably pronounced wrong, but doesn't really matter. So this is a kill skill. After killing an enemy, Moze gains a stack of Doctrine. For every stack of this, Moze's maximum shield and gun damage are increased. So again, more gun damage, more shield capacity. That's what we want. Right, on to the next one, because we'll come up to the weapons and why I've chosen them in a bit. So we've got Cloud of Lead. So occasionally Moze and Iron Bear's shots will deal incendiary damage and won't consume ammo. That's just helpful. Don't need to tell you that. We then got Daka Bear. So it adds a manual turret to the back of Iron Bear, and while manned, Iron Bear and its rider gain increased damage. This is So the main thing we're doing with Iron Bear is we're getting a lot of damage output, but we want it to recharge quickly so we can use it quickly. And while we come out of Iron Bear, we can get on the back of his turret, get some kills quickly, and pretty much use Iron Bear straight away. So we're just going to be spamming Iron Bear. Having Daka Bear really helps out this method. We then got Stack the Embers, so this increases Moze and Iron Bear's incendiary damage. That doesn't hurt. We've got this skill, which is after Moze scores a critical hit, she regenerates ammo and health. For ammo purposes, yes, it's helpful. Health purposes, not too much, because we're not too fast about the health purposes, but we can sort out Moze so that all health perks are altered into shield perks, so that can turn into shield regeneration, which is, again, helpful. So we've got searching for RPMs. Moze gains increased fire rate and critical hit damage. Iron Bear gains increased hardpoint damage. More damage being dealt by Iron Bear and us, which is great. Now we've got Specialist Bear. So equipping 2 of the same weapons on Iron Bear increases the damage they have. This has an effect of 60 plus damage. So this is why. So I've currently got the railgun on, and I've got the railgun on both arms. So because I've got the railgun on both arms, I'm getting an extra 60% damage, and that is just destroying. I do change my weapons quite often. Normally, I'm either using the railgun, or I'm using the bare fists, or I'm using the... where is it? Or I'm using the Vanquisher rocket pod. But we'll get to that a bit soon. For now, I'm just going to stick with the railgun. But I'll show you. I mean, different weapons help for different scenarios. Railgun's good for an all-rounder. If you want to have a little bit of fun, the bare fist can be really fun, because you can have one fist grabbing enemies and one fist punching enemies, or both of fist punching enemies. Railgun is just a railgun. You can either fire both at the same time or fire one at a time. And the Vanquisher rocket pod, you can just nuke any boss and it deals out a ton of damage, but less of a recharge rate. Right, so I haven't got anything in the 4th skill tree. I am going to do a 4th skill tree video, because the Iron Cub can be fun if you have the correct build, but I'm still working on that build, so we'll call it in development. We're then on to the Demolition Woman skill tree, and there's a lot in here we're using. So we're using fire in the Skag Den. So whenever Moze deals splash damage, she deals incendiary damage. You can tell there's a theme of incendiary damage there. We've got Deadlines, which is firing Iron Bear's weapons drains less fuel. So because Iron Bear's doing the majority of damage, we want to be able to use that as much as we can. We've got Grizzled. So this is a kill skill. King enemy reduces Moze's remaining action skill cooldown time. This skill has diminishing returns. Like I mentioned earlier, we want that action skill cooldown time to be as low as possible, so we can just spam having Iron Bear. We've got Means of Destruction. Whenever Moze deals splash damage, there is a chance to add ammo to her currently equipped weapons magazine, with a smaller chance to return a grenade. Not massively important, but it's there. I think I've only got the 2 points in from the class mod, but it's not a bad one. It doesn't matter too much. We don't need ammo regeneration because Iron Bear is our damage output. We've then got Torg Cross Promotion, which is all splash damage dealt by Moze has a chance to double in size. Additionally, Moze and Iron Bears deal increased splash damage. Just more damage output, can't complain. Stainless Steel Bear. Iron Bear gains additional armor, increased maximum fuel, and increased damage. Now, this one is a skill you want to stack into, because you get so much for your Iron Bear. It just helps everything out on an all-round basis, so very helpful. Auto Bear. So after Moze exit Iron Bear, it will remain deployed in place for a short time. So Auto Bear is going to be really helpful while you're getting that cooldown coming back, so it doesn't hurt. It's worth getting. We've then got Explosive Punctuation. So when Moze deals splash damage, her action skill cooldown rate is briefly increased. Again, we want to get that cooldown rate as low as possible. so we can just spam our iron bear and keep going at it. And I believe that's it. So yeah, that's my build. So when you are using the same weapon on each arm, you can have different abilities for each weapon. A good example was the iron fist, the bare fist, sorry. So you can have a bare fist on each arm, but you can have one that's doing the close distance, and you can have one that's like the shock hammer. It doesn't really matter too much, but that's, I mean, that's an example. You're still getting that extra 60% damage, but that's just an example of how you can use it. For now, I'm going to stick with the railgun because I like the railgun. I hope you like my festive skin, by the way. But yeah, that's about it. So that's what I'm using, and I'll show you some gameplay now, and I hope you enjoy the video, guys. Yippee-ki-yay. I hope you've enjoyed this video, guys. I really enjoyed making this Moze Die Hard build. It's been fun. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and check out my channel for more Wing and Wade content. There is loads on there at the moment, and there's still loads to come. For now, have a good Christmas, and it's goodbye from me.